What?
Wait, so what? Why did Luke shit himself over that?
Because he didn't expect it, and I just clapped.
What, he was just there like this?
He was just there like vibing, and I'm like, bang! And shit.
Do you know what's crazy? I've actually had Luke in one of my dreams. Wait. Have you heard of this thing called sleep paralysis?
Yeah.
Have you had one before?
No, I haven't really had sleep paralysis. I know what it is, because it's like when your mind's awake, but you just can't move in it.
Yeah, so that's like the theory behind it. It's like basically when you're sleeping, your body naturally produces like a chemical to stop you from reenacting your dream, so it kind of paralyzes you.
Yeah.
But obviously, for some reason, your brain makes you see some mad stuff. So what happens? I know Luke's gonna be watching this. Like, hold on. But what happened was, it was back when I was playing basketball.
Yeah.
Obviously, I used to see Luke all the time, training and whatnot.
Yeah.
I had this dream one time. We was playing basketball in the dream.
Yeah.
But out of nowhere, he started laughing. But it sounded like it was getting louder and louder, as if it was in my room. So that's the only role he played. There wasn't no mad business going on in the dream. But then I was like, hold on, like, is Luke in my room? So I opened my eyes, tried to move, and I felt like there's a mad amount of pressure that's on my body.
Oh, that is full.
I can't deny, I'm not even a religious guy, but this was the first time I had it, and I had no other option. I prayed to the Lord. I said I started praying to Jesus. I said, please, Jesus, just help me out of this situation. And now I'm here, man. Shit, I'm here.
What a way to start off an episode, man. Oh my days. Oh god. But yo, peoples, well, I got back again in the Dunyo. Today's guest, I mean, he's already introduced himself well enough through that, but Travorn.
Travorn.
Trav.
I go by many names.
The not so good looking younger cousin of moi, but but no, man, it's nice to have you, man. I actually haven't seen you in time.
No, I think we seen each other clubbing. Was it last Saturday?
Last Saturday.
And prior to that,
I mean, because of COVID and that as well, actually seeing each other.
I can't remember the last time I seen you.
Probably a couple of years.
I think it was even before uni, or maybe it was at uni, and I know what it was. I think you lot was at Hood's practice. I think I was in like second year uni when I came up in one of the half terms.
You might have been. I can't remember. Do you not yet? It's been that long. I actually can't remember.
Basically, it's been a long time.
It's been too long. It's been too long. The link up has been pending for a very, very, very long time. But no, man, how's things been? Really? Finish uni now?
Well, I think finishing uni in my last year, especially with the COVID situation, was crazy. Like, I know a lot of final year students that finish in that COVID year will relate to this. Like, there was literally no support.
Yeah.
It made me realize how much I took for granted going to lecture.
Yeah.
And just being able to, 5 minutes after the lecture finished, you just go to a professor and just be like, what's this? But there's sometimes, I can't deny, I was sending emails, I got no response.
Swear.
Yeah. Or even if I did, it would be like 2 weeks after, and it's just like, I'm more...
You don't need it by then. Yeah, you did by then.
It's crazy.
I mean, I finished my uni in my last year, but I didn't do shit. I can't even lie. I didn't go to no lectures, no seminars, nothing.
What, like Friday?
Bro, last year, I was like, do you know what, if I'm going to pass, it's going to be by the grace of God. So I just did my thing. I just did it. I didn't even care. I didn't even care. Yeah, big bad thing. The thing was, I was like, do you know what, I know enough about what I'm doing. And I was kind of... The only thing is, mine were quite responsive. I know it was online and shit, but mine were very responsive, so it was okay. I could handle it.
Yeah.
Whereas, obviously, in your case, if they're not getting it, I mean, you do kind of need that independence at uni, but you still want that experience of uni. Like, if I need help, then I can get help rather than being left to hang dry. Because for certain people, obviously, you're smart enough to really do your work and kind of like, I can put my own knowledge into it, figure it out myself and do it. But there's certain people who've probably gone to uni and haven't really got that know-how. That it's that intuition to just know what to do, how to do it, where to find it, stuff like that. So I feel like, it might have... I can imagine it could have effed up a few people, to be honest. I could imagine that for sure.
I think going into the working world now, it's a massive change from uni.
Yeah, I took it for granted being young still.
Yeah, like you don't really, I remember back when we were just playing basketball, it was minimal responsibilities.
Yo, bro, it was the best time of my life. I remember when this is the way, but I remember when I first saw you at a session, you were pissing me off.
Why?
Because you were just, you rolled up, and you kept talking about Nova trials, and this guy, I was like, he was pissing me off. He's saucing everyone as well. He started to piss me off. I was like, I hate when people talk. He was talking shit and backing up. I was like, I can't do this. I was talking, just doing bare crossovers. I was like, this guy, who's this guy, man? But then obviously, I mean, this was weird though, because obviously we knew each other before we were even family. Yeah. We knew each other as friends before we even knew we were family. And people used to say, yo, you two look bare alike, and I was like,
bro, that's the maddest thing for a while. I was like, oh, they used to call us cousins.
Yeah. And we were like, what are you on about, man? But because obviously, it was like under 17, I can't remember what year it was, but obviously I remember you rolled to Mapley. That was the first time we went. So we used to go to Mapley Sports Village to play scrimmages on a Sunday. Yeah. And you used to roll up all the time, and obviously you get to know people through that anyway. Yeah, and then obviously you start to come to Nova after that with all of us lot, so we got to know each other more. Then obviously you went to the academy, and even when we were at the academy, we still didn't know then.
I think the way it happened was, I'm sure there was a few times we went to boys' club.
I went to boys' club.
After that, I think you
we went barbers one time.
Yeah, I think
we went straight from because I think I'm going barbers. Oh yeah, me too. It was like just a coincidence. Like you were going to have a trim and I was going to have a trim.
We went to the same barber.
Yeah, and you went. Oh, I'm going to my cousin's barber. I was like, oh, I see. I'm going to my uncle's barber. Oh, I see him. And we're like walking. And we're like, what barber are you going to?
And I was like, yo, who's your uncle?
Yeah, and that's the weirdest thing is that like when your cousin is my uncle. That is just
wait. Let's get.
It still trips me out. I can't lie to you. I don't fuck about none of the shenanigans, man. We're cousins. I can't. I can't figure out second cousin through blah blah. Nah,
I think we just reduced it to
just family, man.
Yeah,
just family. Just family. Just family. That's the easiest way to go about it. If you just say we're family, easy done. But yeah, even the way that came about was mad. I'll still never forget that. Just kind of like, I think it was weird, just because everyone used to say, "Yo, you two, man, you look alike," and blah blah blah. I'm like. Yeah.
No, you know, when I first figured out it was cousin, I had a bit of hope for myself, you know. I was thinking, I got the athlete gene.
You got the athlete gene.
Bro, you was the guy.
Oh yeah.
I used to look up to, like, you was the dunker. You remember, back in the day, you was teaching me how to dunk. Bro,
still got a video.
Athletic guy.
Yeah, I still got a video of you recording me jumping outside the key and dunking it, and you're cousin.
Do you remember that time I banged it on you?
No, shit. No, you didn't.
Bro, I walked up.
The car.
Bro, I swear.
When?
Oh my god. When? You don't remember?
You never done.
Bro, this was in one of the free periods. It was Ben and a few other people. We had it on record. Because I remember you tried to bang it on me and I blocked you. And then after, everyone was like, alright, Trev, you try and bang it on him.
Cap.
Bro, I was alright. Let me not deny it. It's alright. Wait, wait. Let me just clarify. Yeah, it wasn't I banged it on him in the sense of body to body, chest to chest, boom. I kind of like went to the side, boom.
I mean, I don't remember, but do you know? Yeah, if you said you did, I'll let you have it. Still, I'll let you have it. I don't remember it. I told you. I said this on the Luke's thing as well. My ratio of getting dunked on to dunking on.
Oh my god.
It's huge. It's like the amount of people I've dunked on. We have dunked on. Oh my being god. Dunked on. I don't care.
I'm not even sure if I want to bring this up, but do you remember that time you dunked on Rudy?
Yeah. Put him in a body bag. Put him in a body bag. I don't think you know hoop sticks were based in knots. I would have been a celebrity.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone be so disrespected in a game. And I'm talking, bro, that's up there with the big disrespectful dunks in the NBA.
You know what was worse about? You know what was worse about that as well? We won by 100.
Wait, who was we playing against?
Arnold Hill. we were pissed that they scored 10. They had 10 going with like a minute left, and Billy Benson chucked up some free and cashed it. It was pissed. We weren't happy at all.
Oh, we used to tear it up from moves like basketball, man.
Oh
my god.
Do you know one thing as well? Is that I think when we were younger, it wasn't the fact that I didn't like you, but whoever I saw as competition, it kind of struck fear in me. Like, I knew because high and all that. I was like, I'm going to compete with this guy for a while. And once we got to know each other and stuff like that, and we built the relationship and we found out a family and all that, I was thinking to myself, people say to me like, "Yo, Trey's the one." I'm like, "Yo, Trey is the one." If this guy, because I think it was injuries that mainly kind of pushed it. Because I can't lie, as a natural handler, say you didn't really have no coaching up until about 17.
Yeah, that's when I really
the natural ability just to the pull up, that you had it all. It was crazy.
Do you know what it was though? Like with me, I think that is one of the reasons I actually stopped playing basketball, because it got to a point where we played in the same teams together, and I was injured for a lot of the time.
Yeah, you used to.
I was an injury prone guy.
Yeah, it was sad. I think that's sad though, when like it's a bit like Hakeem was the same. Injuries kind of struck him.
Yeah.
Obviously, with you, injuries struck. It's just sad.
Bro, every season there was some niggle, and it got to a point I was playing in. I think it was a Hoods game, and I went up for a layup, landed on my ankle.
It was your ankles on it.
My ankles are bad, and it got to the point where I was like, "Hey, health is wealth, man."
Yeah,
I'm gonna put myself in a body bag if I keep
you got to put yourself first, man. It's one of them. It's literally one of them, and it's just sad though, because it's more. Out of me and you, I can admit, talented-wise, you were more talented than me. I worked hard to get to that point, but it took me a long time, and you just kind of came along, and it was just it was natural, smooth. I didn't have that. I wasn't smooth when I played. I can admit that. I was very erratic. I was very shoot.
No, that's really nice to hear, man. Because I always felt like I had a chip on my shoulder. Always had something.
I think I think the thing is, you didn't have to. I think it was just everyone kind of thought so. If you never got injured. Like the world was literally, or even Luke was kind of like, look, so everyone submitted to you a little bit because they knew you could just see it. If you know basketball, you knew that you were going to be good.
That's crazy, man.
It was mad.
Who was your main rival in like academy, in Nova days, Hoods? Who was your main rival?
Rasta.
Shout out, shout out overtime.
We're getting him on. He's coming on soon. Still, he's coming on soon. But do you know what the thing was? Yeah, I think that's one reason. Probably me and you were both so good, because every time in training, getting guarded by this guy was horrible. Horrible. I get these are nightmares about this guy, man.
When you're talking about natural talent,
do you know what it is? It wasn't even not so much natural talent. It was that athleticism. Like you're talking someone who's 6'4". He was the heaviest on the team and the quickest on the team.
He would lock you up as well.
We used to play. We got this. He was probably second tallest on the team next to Jav. Jav used to play at the back of the zone. We play Akil at the top of Patrick, just because you couldn't get past either of them. Like Akil was it was laterally so quick, and he was so heavy you couldn't move him either.
I used to hate him. But likewise, I wouldn't see him as a rival, but me and him used to put in so much work together. But he was by far, in my eyes, the hardest worker on that team.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh my god,
100%.
There's times where I would be thinking. I mean, I consider myself a hard worker in all regards. But there was times where I'm thinking like, yo, Akil, you good?
He would, yeah. He really did put it in, and it's the same with him. It's the same with him though. It was injuries. Injuries, and that's the thing that hurts me more with people like you and him. It's more like you actually had it, but just bodies. It's just sad. It is just sad, honestly. I mean, in my case, it wasn't even like injuries or nothing like that. It was just kind of like I got to a point and I was like, I just, do you not think I wasn't enjoying it? So I'm like, if I'm not enjoying it,
that's the key, man.
Why am I going to do it?
You got to be doing stuff that you love.
Getting it. The thing was, it was just like going up to far away games. And do you think it's the fact that I go into training and stuff, and I'd have a good week in training. I could have a good 3-4 weeks in training, and I never really got that opportunity to even show myself on the court, really. And I was kind of like,
why? Was this with the men's team?
Yeah, with Hoods mainly last 2 years. So the thing is, nothing against Hoods. Like I got respect for Hoods and all of that. But sometimes it just don't work out for whatever reason. I don't know. But I used to go into training. I wasn't worried about anyone. I wasn't scared of anyone. I knew who I was competing with. But it's not as if I ever felt like I couldn't play up to their level or I wasn't. But I just never felt like I got the opportunity. And for whatever reason that is, whether I might have not been as good as I thought I was. Maybe I might have been in over my head. Yeah. Or maybe, sometimes the higher we get in basketball, it's politics.
Happens, man.
It happens.
It's business at the end of the day.
You know what I mean? it happens, so it's one of them. No hard feelings. So I'm happy. I can't moan about nothing. Playing sport again, I don't care. Happy, man.
Do you still play it?
No, I play football.
Football? Damn. What position you play?
Striker.
Gee.
6 games, 5 goals, 1 assist.
Yeah. What team do you play for?
Arnold Town.
Damn, that's crazy, man.
They're good still.
I'll
tell a lie. No, we're okay.
I was so whack at football. I was whack. Do you know what? I was the definition of a playground footballer. When every break time and dinner, I used to tear it up. I got into the game. Bro. I know every score on that one player. I used to tear it up. Got in the game and non-existent.
Oh my days. You know, yeah. When I was younger, I used to go to like these camps. I used to camps for like 3 years. So it was basically just like enhancing my game.
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
I went back into playing football. My first season, I scored 37 goals, something like that. It was stupid. But then
crazy.
The year after, I got into basketball, so I just stopped playing.
No, that's crazy.
But I'm one of them. I feel like I progressed to a high level, and then I'm just going, I just can't cover it. I'm like, you know, yeah. Why? But I just allow it.
That's crazy.
Allow it. But man, yeah. The basketball community as a whole, I don't regret anything. Don't regret playing. Don't regret leaving. It's one of them. It happens. In your life, yeah, not everything's gonna work out. Shit happens.
Bro, I feel like everyone that went to that academy, it built in and instilled so many core values and disciplines that are so beneficial to like just adulthood.
Yeah,
That's
100%.
the biggest thing that I can take, man. All the coaches that was at the academy.
Big up Phil. Big up Ben.
Yeah.
But then you think about it in a way, I feel like we were very undervalued. Personally, I think we were all very undervalued.
In what sense?
Well, we all played ABL, and I think we were like we used to compete. Like we used to play like over like EABL teams, and we could compete. Like we could stay in the game. It wasn't as if we were going and getting smacked.
Yeah.
I mean, that one we went down to Hackney where we got scrubbed. Where Phil got cussed by Andrea. Rest in peace, Andrea. She died not too long ago. That coach.
Andrea.
You know when we went down to London, we played. It was a small court. You were there for that. I do remember. Actually, you might not have been.
Was that the semi-finals?
Yes. No, it's quarterfinals. No, semi-finals. Yeah, what semi-finals?
Yeah, me and Elijah didn't play.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
you
yeah. Yeah, I do remember that actually. Yeah.
Well, who's Andrea?
She was the coach for that team.
She cussed Phil?
So obviously, you know, none know about Phil in the GB. Used to chat about the GB team.
Yeah. Sure.
And she basically, we were getting battered, and Phil was basically playing about the court because the court was small and the refs were a bit. But you know, something like that, you can't control certain. You can control the intangibles you can in it. We couldn't do nothing about it. Like, you know, we're getting scrubbed, but we got to do what we can. And we were down probably like 18 or something like that. And Phil said something, blah blah blah, and it's like, "Wait, you're a water boy. You're a kit washer," just cussing him out about the GB team, and I was like,
wait, so he didn't have any role in like?
He was a team manager.
He actually used to get water for them.
I don't know if he had to get water, but that's like she was saying this stuff, and you're kind of like, oh, it's a bit rude. Like, you know what I mean? Like we're on court. Like I was on the bench at one point, and she was saying that, and Phil would, you know, when Phil was vexed, and you could see it.
Yeah.
Like I was on the bench with Jav, and Jav was like, "Yo, that's a bit, that's
yo,
touching a man's manhood." You know, it's like you can't just come out with that and be like, "Yeah, this is bro." It was very, very, very.
Nah, that's intense. I can't lie. Down by 18 and getting called a water boy.
Yeah, the worst thing was is that he didn't say he didn't know what to say back, which made it 10 times worse. But yo, do you know what? Yeah, basketball is what it was, and it happened. No, it's not much we can do about it. You know what I mean? Like,
good experience, man.
Yeah, sure. No, can't change. I wouldn't change any of it. No way. Especially like the people we've met. Like, if I never played basketball, we wouldn't be here right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
It's little things like that. Like you can't take up. Like
it was such a big group as well.
Yeah,
everyone used to have the basketball kit in sixth form.
Yeah, and the thing was though, it wasn't easy. You know how people play and they kind of like, alright, you play, you see man on a Tuesday and then you don't see man for another week. Like we would see each other on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yeah, without fail, every day.
School in the week, national team on the weekends.
Yeah, but and if it was a summer, you'd be scrimmaging all the time. Boys club, working out. We used to go Riverside.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Damn.
We used to work.
We used to put in work, man.
We used to work out a lot.
Damn. I think my main rival.
Yeah, who was yours? Who did you see as your main rival?
Elijah.
Because
he was in my year.
Not much of a rival.
You know what? It was definitely. I can't choose. If I was to choose two, it was. I can't choose one, but it was definitely Elijah and Luke.
Yeah, I feel like you and Luke.
Obviously, I rate Elijah's game. At what's it called? At sixth form, it was Elijah.
The thing was about Elijah, he just used to get vexed, but he could play. There was absolutely nothing wrong with the game. The thing was, it wasn't the fact that he couldn't shoot. It's the fact that when he didn't make it, he gets frustrated, and then he just kept missing more. But he got
into his head, man.
Yeah, he got into his own head. He was his own worst enemy. But he wasn't. Elijah, I can't lie. Elijah was unblockable.
Oh, you know, Elijah, you know about this.
That's it. He go like that, yeah. He go like that. Left-handed layup. He did
that used to annoy me so much.
I went to block him bare times. He's got that stiff arm, like you just hit it. Don't move.
Yo, he was rigid. I can't lie.
Yeah, he was bare rigid. Had handle though. Had a handle.
Yeah,
he got a handle.
But no, Luke. Yeah, Luke used to tear me up a few times. Bro, not even a few. He used to tear me up. Luke was cold, man.
Luke was cold. Luke was cold. Luke was very, very cold. I can't even front about that. But I'm trying to think about who else would really be a rival for me, because obviously Rasta was
Matt
Parker. Not really though.
You didn't see him as well?
Not as well, because we never really matched up. Even with Jav, I never really matched up with Jav either.
No, I would say Rasta. From what I've seen,
Rasta and you. Rasta and you.
Yeah, to be fair, Phil used to put us against each other a lot.
Yeah, it was always they put me and Rasta all together.
Do you know what? It's like there's something mad about building like a manly bond when you match up with someone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
you have that because you have that kind of respect for each other.
It's like you're going to war with each other.
Yeah, it's weird.
You might come out and pull up on me, splash. I might come out and hit you with a
crossover. Yeah, it is. Yeah,
basketball was sick.
Basketball was sick. Oh man, I miss it, but I'm in a place now where I'm not missing it in my life. Like I'm not I need to play basketball. I'm kind of like, I'm happy. I'm playing football, living life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've got more time to myself. I've got more time to myself, because that's one thing about basketball for me. Time consuming. It was time consuming for me personally.
No, I think everyone in that academy was obsessed.
Oh yeah, it was an obsession. It was definitely
to breathe, wake up, eat, sleep, basketball all day.
Well, you think about a Thursday, On a Thursday, I used to leave my house at 7 in the morning, and I wouldn't get home till 11 p.m.
Because what?
Because we'd have academy training till 5.
Bear in mind in the free periods. We used to
do some in between as well. So leave at 7. Probably get 6 1 for about 8:45 ish. But like I had a stroll there, innit? Yeah, man, I don't care if I was late. Get there, do your class and stuff. When you have free periods, you go and work out in your free periods. You go back and do your class and stuff. Afterward, after sixth form, you do more you'd have a training 3:30 till 5, and then you'd have a break 5 till 6. When we were under 18s, we had 5 till 6, because then we go down to Tesco, get food, chill for a bit. Then we train 6 till 8, and then afterwards we train with hoods 8 till 10.
Yeah.
And then go home.
Oh man, we used to put in work.
And play on a Wednesday, and play on a Saturday, and maybe a Sunday as well, and play local league. Fridays. And still train every day.
Local league was reps. You just used to get reps up.
Yeah, 100%. How many man can I bang on? How many shots can I get up in this game? That was it. Thinking about anything else.
No, I agree, man. I'm happy that I've put it to bed, but I really appreciate and value it for the
100%.
time I had in my life.
Yeah, it's that, because at that point, when you were young, it kind of kept me out. I'm not like I would have got in trouble anyway. My mum would have banged me out, but it kept me out off the streets. Let's say it kept a lot of us out of trouble.
For sure.
A lot of us out of trouble. But no, it helped us in more ways. And it was a discipline.
Oh yeah,
it was a discipline.
Every kid is beneficial to have a discipline growing up.
Yeah, 100%. Even if it's a sport, if it's a hobby,
something that keeps you grounded. Because we also committed to the point where it's like when people was doing all these things, partying every time, I was thinking like, well, I got a game on the weekend.
Yeah,
I can't be going out partying.
Like, you're coming out tonight? I'm like, Mom, why? I'm in Newcastle tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Yeah. I can't be doing that. Yeah, I got time.
Smoking weed? Nah, I got a gate. Nah, it helps a lot, man.
Big man saying drink. Not even fam. Barely even drank. When you think about it, like, don't get me wrong. When we used to go out, we drink fairly heavy. But then I wasn't like I couldn't drink that one day and then not go out for 3 weeks and not touch it again.
Yeah.
Like it was literally one day. I only drank when I went out.
Yeah.
I was cool with that.
Sure.
But yeah, no, it was a grind still. It was definitely one of them. We put in a lot of time and effort, man.
A lot of hours, man.
No, big up everyone in the basketball community. Big up all the Knox Academy man them, all the Hoods man them that we saw, all the Nova man them, all the ballers.
The whole Wildcats
whole everyone, man. The whole Nottingham community for basketball. Big up yourselves. Since basketball life's changed a lot for me, and you obviously. I'm playing a different sport now. You're big into your gym now. I've seen that.
Yeah, man.
Big into your gym.
Bro, it's been a massive game changer.
What was it like? Obviously, did you get into it before lockdown or after lockdown?
I think in the midst of lockdown.
In the mix? Oh, because I was about to say, how did it? So is it like one of them? You're in lockdown. It's kind of like because everything got taken away. It was like I need to do something. And you just started working.
Alright, if I'm being open now, I've always been that skinny kid, right? But
same.
Yeah. So. Do you know what? There was just one day I just looked at myself in the mirror. I was just like, you know what? Like, I'm not happy looking this way.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't like depressed or anything like that, but I just thought, I don't want to be skinny.
You just saw yourself and you wanted to improve yourself. You wanted to improve.
Yeah. I just looked at myself like, you know what? Like, I don't feel like I'm doing my best right here. I can be. I didn't feel like I was the fittest I ever was. I didn't feel like I was really fulfilling my potential physically.
Yeah.
Because I really went into myself in lockdown.
Yeah.
I really like had those deep conversations with myself and was just like, okay, I want to improve on myself physically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. I think I had my mind right on all of the three, but physically, I just thought, I'm not even working out, not eating right. So I just thought, you know what, I'm not happy with the way I am. Let me commit to this.
Yeah, I think it's one of them though. It's like once you see, like you said, you've got everything the way you want it, but that one thing you kind of like, you know, if I fix this, then it's going to put me in such a better, just a mental head. It helps your mental headspace so much. Just puts you in a nice place, man.
Wait, one thing I've noticed as well. It's one thing going to gym, but it's a complete. You'd have to do it to understand it, but it's a complete different thing to be going to gym in the morning.
Yeah.
6 a.m. workouts. I know a lot of people, they just say, okay, like, how do you do that, etc., etc. But you, as a man anyway, I can't speak for girls, but you develop this sort of like lone wolf mentality.
Yeah.
I always used to go to the gym. Well, I go to the gym at 6 and I think, I'm actually working on getting better and improving myself whilst other people are sleeping. And there's something so like liberating and empowering in that.
Yeah.
I feel like
You feel empowered?
Yeah,
empowered by it, yeah.
And I think starting the day with that level of productivity, i.e. working on yourself, there's no way that you're going to do that, come home and sleep for the rest of the day. Because you think, okay, I've already smashed this one thing. Let me continue the flow.
Yeah, no, I rate that. It's definitely that's got to be, man. I wish I have that mentality in a different way. That I wish I was really dedicated in going to the gym. I'm one of them. I could like. So it was, after first lockdown, I was like, because I put on bare weight. I'm not saying how much weight I put on, but I put on bare weight.
Yeah,
but
what caused that?
Bro, so when I used to play ball or play sport in general, I used to eat a lot anyway. Yeah. So then the ball stopped, the workouts have stopped. I'm still eating.
And
I'm just ate. All I did through lockdown, because I didn't know what to do, so I was like, it's a perfect chance for me to just play my Xbox all the time and eat.
Yeah,
that's all I did. I didn't do anything else. I'll be honest. I didn't do anything. I played basketball at the start, and then complications, stuff with my dad happened, and then just complete. I was like, just chilling. I just chilled. Not yet, but I enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
But at the same time, afterwards, I kind of was like, I need to fix my body up a little bit. So went away. Started going to the gym. I went to the SMAP for about 5 months, like consistently, like 4 or 5 times a week. I was always on it. And then next lockdown happened. And I just kind of like, I started to do the homework. I was like, I can't remember who said it. Someone put it best. I find it hard to do my workouts, my chilling, and like everything in your living room. Like everything in one room. I was like, I couldn't do it.
Separation.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, honestly. And then ever since then, I'm kind of like, I'm in and out. And I feel like because I've got a new job and I've started this, it's just kind of like finding. Once I've got consistency, then it's fine. Yeah. But it's just finding the consistency for me, which I've struggled with since then.
Yeah.
It's one of them, but I feel like it's coming because now everything's falling into place a little bit. I'm obviously doing stuff with my house and shit. Everything's falling into place now, where I feel like alright. I know, like I've got a much more stable life. Like when you're at uni and stuff, and it's kind of like here, there, and everywhere, and you've got time till 12 on a Tuesday morning, and then you all day. Now it's kind of like, alright, I work from this time to this time. I can go before, I can go after. I've just got to go one all over. So it's literally just getting into that routine. And the mornings, you're completely right on that, because you do it in the morning. What are you really doing? Like, fair enough. The hardest thing for anyone to do is get to the gym. When you're there, you can do it.
Yeah.
Once you're up, because once I'm awake, I'm like, I'm awake now. But once you get there, it's so easy. It's so easy once you're there.
Do you know what? One thing I learned is that there's small habits that you can do daily that kind of provoke that initial flow.
Yeah.
That just keep you rolling. Like one thing I do, first thing, I have a crazy morning routine. Like first thing what I do is I wake up, down like 500 milliliters of water just to get the water just running through my body. Man, hydration is key. After that, I make my bed. I know that seems so trivial. No, I'm telling you, it seems so trivial. but it's such a major thing.
Yeah.
Making your bed nice and neat, make it in the perfect way. After that, I do my self-affirmations and I start to meditate and visualize like the goals for myself and stuff.
Okay.
Make breakfast and then I hit the gym.
So when you're doing your self-affirmations and you're meditating, what would your normal goal be for a day? Like, what would you be setting yourself for that day?
It really varies. Like, I have various like vision boards on my walls and stuff.
Okay.
So, and I have like goals. So I'd be looking at them after I do like my visualization stuff. I look at them. It's not really goals that I set for the day. There's overall goals, but each day kind of contributes to the main goal.
Okay, yeah. It's like a stepping stone towards where you're trying to get to.
Yeah. But each day, like I said, physically, I'm going to the gym.
Yeah.
Emotionally, I'm doing emotionally and spirituality, I'm doing the self-affirmation, which is good for like my emotional well-being, and I'm meditating, which is covering the spiritual aspect, and I'm going to work that day, grinding.
Yeah,
so you're taking care of my money, so I've covered all 4 aspects, and that is how, on a day-to-day basis, they're all going to add up to my main goals.
Alright, so obviously, did the self-affirmation come around when you started going to the gym, or did you start going to the gym being like, I need a routine of like what I do every morning before to prepare me for my day?
Yeah, I think the self-affirmations came in before the gym. I took a deep dive into spirituality. I started reading various books. I was given a few books by a good friend of mine, and I always just heard about this affirmations thing. So I actually like researched and I was like, what are the benefits of this thing? And basically the idea is, if you keep repeating stuff to yourself, it eventually is going to become ingrained within your subconscious to the point where you believe it without even consciously recognizing it.
Yeah.
So I just thought, okay, what are the things that I can constantly repeat to myself that are going to set me up and just make me have a more positive attitude towards a day, towards myself? Because positive self-talk is key. The amount of people that talk negatively about themselves and they don't even realize it.
Yeah.
So that's why I make it a key thing that in the morning, everything I'm saying to myself is just positive. Start the day with positivity.
Positive outlook on your life and your day.
But to answer your question, yeah, it came before the gym, but it's tied into it now.
No, that's good. I feel like it must be good for you as well, because now you've got that routine and it seems like your head is really screwed on to the point where you're like, I know what I'm doing. I know why I'm doing it. For sure. You know what I mean? But
like this is only a result of having those like uncomfortable conversations with yourself. Yeah, it's important to take time out to check in with yourself, as well as have this conversation like, what do I want with myself? What's my purpose? Where do I see myself in 5 years? Etc. etc.
Yeah,
that's why.
No, that's sick. That's sick. I wish I'd had that, to be honest. I think I'm fine with kind of like, what is it? Not self-gratification, opposite. Like, I'm good at critiquing myself. I can handle critiquing myself.
Yeah.
But
like, you don't take it too deep.
Yeah, like I can critique myself and I'm fine with it. I don't really mind that. But I've always tried to like spiritually like. I've never had a spiritual grasp on life. I don't think. Never.
Yeah. No,
never.
Fair enough.
And I feel like it's one of them. It's not the fact that I don't want to or I do want to. I just feel like it's one of them things where it's just not. It doesn't work for me. Certain things work for certain people. Like for you,
Amen.
What you do is worked for you.
Yeah.
But then it's finding what works for yourself. Because whatever works for you ain't gonna definitely work 100%. For me. You know what I mean? So I feel like for every person, it has to be different. And it's just got to be what's that motivation? Like, what are you got? Like goals, 100%. Like you've got to have goals in your life. I feel like that's a definite. And if you don't have goals in your life, it's not the fact that it's a bad thing you don't. But it's just kind of it's just a target. It's something you need to aim for. Like, all right, if I do this, I can attain this, and then if I attain that, then that can lead to this and stuff like that. Yeah. And I feel like it just helps you. It can just help you throughout your life so much. Just little things like that. It helps you massively.
I completely agree. I think, especially in today's society, with seeing social media,
we're
so used to seeing other people's life and then comparing how we're doing.
Yeah.
And that automatically thinks, okay, that automatically puts like kind of concept of what are you doing so I can do that and achieve the same results. But like you were saying, what's good for me, it might not be good for you. And there's not a problem with that. You need to have those conversations with yourself, find out what's good for you. It might be good for you to come home, play Xbox 2 hours every single night and that makes you happy.
Yeah.
More power to you. Like, if that makes you happy, then it's not bad at all. I feel like a lot of people just try and get a reference And I think comparison is the main root of unhappiness.
And I feel like it's not even like, obviously with you and me, like I love playing sport, and I don't think I could ever take that away. That's just part of me I can't take away now. With you physically, the gym, that's probably links to you playing sport. It's hard to take that physical aspect away from your life. But not everyone's like that. People are like it musically, they like it intellectually, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like the way they grasp it. Some people, like my mum loves reading books.
Yeah,
I tried reading books, do you know? It's one of them things. I struggled, it took me time to read a book. I've read a proper book, I've read one in my life.
Yeah.
One proper book, I can admit that. And the thing was, I enjoyed reading it, but I'm not one of them that can just read and read and read. I read a bit, I'm like, do you know, I could take a break, because I know where I'm at and I know what's going on. And I can just take a break from it, I come back to it, finish it, blah, blah, blah. But dude, like, little things that I like, for that, reading-wise, what got me, and really got me into reading, I started reading comic books.
Yeah.
That got me into it, I can't lie. It's one of the things I'm like, do you know what, And people are like, it's the pictures. It's not the pictures, it's more the story. If they did them in books, I'd read them. Then
bro,
it's like,
if that's what you enjoy, bro, do it.
Literally.
A lot of people are trying to...
They're trying to be cool. Some people like being cool and they do it, and they're like, oh yeah, but other people like this. I don't care what people are doing. At the end of the day, they aren't doing your 24.
Well, this is the thing. I think the root of it is knowing your identity. Like you just said,
you gotta know yourself.
Like, comics is my thing. That's because you know that's what you represent. A lot of people, they haven't had those conversations yet.
Yeah.
They haven't gone, like we said, like we've gone through a lot of things growing up, whether that's basketball, different kind of ventures, to the point where it's like, okay, this is what I really like, and this is what I'm about.
Literally.
Sure, man.
Nah, man, you got to find yourself more than anything. You've got to find yourself. That's one of the main things I feel like is that, because I feel like, especially linking back to the social media thing as well, I feel like, I think people focus on the way it affects girls, because it does. I can see the way it affects girls massively with the way you see girls on Instagram and stuff like that, and then the girls look at this, I was like, oh, I think. But it happens with a lot of guys now as well. Like guys' mental health, ever since lockdown, mental health's on a rise anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't think anyone needs any more negative connotations, like thinking, oh, they're doing that. I ain't got the money to do it, or I can't. Do you know? If you haven't got the money to do something, but you want to get the money to do it, then you've got to have that something's got to bring it out of you. Sure. Like, do you know? Sometimes it's got to take something to just motivate you to do something. And I know it's hard, and sometimes you probably won't want to do it. Like, I bet there's days where you wake up and you just like, do you know? Like, let's say I don't even know. Let's say after the last Saturday, you went out and you got back in the morning. You were going gym at 6 a.m. or something. You're like, oh, I just don't want to go today, man. But the thing is, you getting out of bed is the first step.
Yeah.
To going forward that day, and that's because it's not about I'll stay there for half an hour more. You stay there for half an hour more. Someone else is waking up and doing that grind that you could have been doing.
I think it's important to say as well, like, you kind of have those situations, and there are times where your discipline does come in. Because motivation is one thing that's quite temporary. But discipline is, it's hard ingrained into yourself. Yeah. Regardless of how I'm feeling in this moment, I'm going to do this. Yeah. But we're human. We're going to have times where it's like, I'll put my hands up and say there's been times I haven't woken up at 6 because I've been tired and lazy. Yeah. But the key from that is don't criticize yourself. Yeah. Accept yourself and be like, you know what? I've been doing this for a long time. It's okay if I have a rest. Yeah. Rather than thinking, oh, I'm shit. Yeah. I'm X, Y, Z. Then you just get thrown into like a negative cycle. You just need to embrace yourself.
There's no point in putting yourself down over shit. Especially if you've been working hard towards it as well, or you've just started putting the work in, you're just like, or let's say if you feel ill or something like that, can't do anything about it. I told you, control the intangibles you can. The ones you can't, live with it. Live with it. You can't do nothing about it. It's literally one of them. But yeah, man, positivity in your life needs to be the main thing. No matter what you're doing, if you're playing games, if you're going to work, if you're doing nothing, as long as you're happy doing it, do it, man. Happy with your life, man. Be happy, man. Shit.
Major key.
Yeah. Moving along a little bit. Obviously, you went to university. Now, I know you don't work in real estate right now, but it's something that you're making that transition into.
Yeah.
What was the reason really for going into it? What was it? The financial factors of thinking, this is a way for me to grind and make my money?
So it's a multitude of things. I remember I had an ex-girlfriend at the time. I mean, you know me, I by no means grew up in like a privileged household or an upper class lifestyle. So I had an ex-girlfriend at the time, and I went to hers for dinner until I'd stay over and whatnot. Yeah. And up until that point, this was the biggest house I've seen. I'm telling you, this was a mad yard. Yo, I didn't think I would ever be in a house. Like, I'm talking like a massive, fat, detached house and farm, like acres around. Yeah. So I went to that house, stayed over, and the stepdad was there. We all had dinner and whatnot. Then after the dinner, me and the stepdad just sat at the table, and you know, my girlfriend at the time, she went off, and the mum did as well. And we just got talking. I don't know how we got into the topic, but he basically said that everything that I see in that moment, you know, the house and whatnot, was a result of hard work and patience with investing. So then we got into the investing conversation. He says that he invests in real estate, and he told me his whole story about how he saved up all his money, got his first property when he was 18, continually. Like he said, this house is a result of 30 years of hard, disciplined investing in real estate. So then that just got me thinking. He put me onto and referred a lot of books. One of them being, I don't know if you've heard of it, Rich Dad Poor Dad.
No, I haven't.
I'd definitely recommend that book. But that was the book that, if anyone's interested in financial education or just getting involved in some sort of investment, that is the first book that I'd recommend to read, because after reading that book and having this experience, it completely gave me the education I needed to understand how to make money, and it teaches you a lot about real estate investment. So after reading that book, it literally just, the penny dropped. Yeah, opened my eyes so much, and then I just dived into real estate, looking at the strategies, and just seeking people that were interested in real estate as well, trying to build up a little network for myself. And that's how I met my good friend Luigi Newton. Have you heard of him?
No, I don't think so.
He's a property developer in Nottingham. He's doing a lot, man. He's helped me so much. Like, he's just given me so much invaluable education. He's brought me along to his deals that he's working on. I owe a lot of credit to Luigi, man. Like, he's helped me out a lot. Well, that's really how I got into it. I just understood the education behind it, had that crazy experience with the stepdad. And then another thing is just wanting to build long-term generational wealth. Yeah. The generational wealth is amazing, man. I want to leave a legacy. So, and when I say this, I want to leave a legacy so my kids don't go through what I go through. Yeah. And when I say that, I don't mean putting them in an upper-class lifestyle and giving them all these gadgets and whatnot. I mean actually making passive income, which affords me the time to actually be present with my kids. Yes. And teaching them discipline. It's not all about the materialistic things. No.
It's literally just about being there. Because it's like times in my life as well. Like, I haven't grown up in, I think I've moved house, not including this one, 8-9 times in my life. So it's kind of like I've never really had a house that I can call a home, because it's like you move here, you move there. Yeah. My mum wasn't rich by any standards. My stepdad, he earned money, but he wasn't rich either. Like, we were okay. But I knew there was times when we've struggled for money massively. And I think my big thing is that it's not, like you said, it's not about me. I'm like what I'm doing right now is not for me. It's for my kids. It's for my kids' kids and stuff like that. It's just planting this seed. Yeah. So, because like it's one of them, like, it can happen. So let's say if you come from a poor family, sometimes it can just be like, all right, and you just go and it just keeps going down the line. Yeah. Whereas if you have that motivation, you're like, do you not? Yeah. I don't like this is going no more. All it takes is one person to start the chain, and then it's like, all right, then you just keep.
You're right.
Yeah, it just keeps going, man. But honestly, I feel like it's one of them. Looking after your family. That's my main thing. Yeah, is that I'm a family orientated guy. Yeah. It's all about my family. My mom, my dad, my stepdad, everybody, granddad, girl, everybody. Like, all I'm thinking about, and mainly, not even here yet, kids. My like, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Haven't even thought about them yet. But I'm thinking about them already. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Likewise.
You know what I mean? Like,
I see some kids, in restaurants with their parents, and I was thinking, I can't wait to have a kid.
Big man.
I don't want it anytime soon, but like, when I have a kid,
you can't.
It's gonna be like,
you can wait, you can't wait.
Yeah. But no, you hit the nail on the head with, like, it only takes one person to break that poverty cycle, and if you have the motivation, you just got to go for it, man. Another thing, like, the main thing that attracted me to real estate was learning about passive income. Do you know what that is?
Kind of.
Basically, I don't know, we'll say active income, don't quote me on that one, but there's various different types of income. earned income. So earned income is literally you basically exchange your time for money. I go to work now, 9 to 5 is a certain hourly rate, so I'm exchanging my time
for money.
Yeah. Whereas passive income is you usually investing in some sort of asset or business or whatnot, and you could literally be in California or Ibiza or whatever you do, you're going to get income. So with property, you have rent, end of the month, you can be in anywhere. You can be on jet skis all month. You're still going to be getting that money, and the main thing that gives you is freedom. So when I'm talking about just being present, that's what it's going to afford me. After a certain amount of investments, I've generated a certain amount of passive income. I won't need to work, so that will afford me the ability of wanting to work if I choose to. But if not, I can relax, still have a nice income to kind of supplement the lifestyle that I want to live, whilst having the time that I want to spend with my kids, my family, my friends, all of that stuff, man.
Yeah, no, that's good, man. That's good. It's got to be, man. It's got to be. It's generational, man, because obviously coming from similar backgrounds in a different way. We come from similar backgrounds in a different way. Obviously, I know you've got a bigger family because you've got siblings and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm an only child, but the poverty side of it is definitely similar in both. In ways.
For sure.
That's what I know.
It is crazy, man. Have you thought about investing?
Huh?
Do you invest?
So I invested in stocks for a while. I did invest in stocks for a bit. Not massively, because it's more like I was trying to learn the market. Just thinking about crypto.
When you say invest in stocks, do you mean like trading or like investing for the long term?
It was more trading at the time, just because I was more like getting my feet wet a little bit. Like, let me see what this is about. It's more how much I was into it and kind of like. But I can't lie. The thing that I would like to get into is real estate. That is the one I'd like to get into. That's because I feel like it's one of them things. If you have you get a house with a mortgage, but then someone's living in the house paying the rent. You're not paying anything for that house. The rent's just paying it off all the time.
Exactly.
It's just one of them, and I feel like it's just like you said. It's just income. It literally is just income.
Ticking over each month.
Yeah, the passive income, literally, because obviously you can go to work and earn your money, but then earning that bit more. Like you think about that, some rents people pay like £800-900 rent. And you're thinking that's just coming in every month on top of what is crazy. And then you think as well, let's say if you build that up, and next thing you know, by the time you're, what are we now, mid-20s, let's say when we're 40s, you've got 7 houses.
Yeah.
You've got 7 times of that. Maybe it might be 800, might be 600, might be 700, might be, but it's still, it's just money always coming in.
Real estate gets super interesting because if you're having just a single family unit, like you said, people can be renting a house at 800, the mortgage may be 500, so that's roughly, not including expenses and all of that, but we'll say £300 profit.
Yeah.
But there's strategies involved where you can create HMOs, which is like a house of multiple occupants.
Yeah.
So if you get a particular property, you add additional bedrooms and make it into like a 6-bedroom house.
Yeah.
And now rent each room out individually. Minimum you'll be getting in Nottingham as well, because it's quite a good area. It's like 325. So let's just say
that's each room.
Yeah. And then if you got a mortgage of about £600, 325 times 6, you're making ridiculous.
It's nearly triple.
If you get 2-3 of them, you're making the average income. And then do what you want. You don't need to work no more.
Literally.
It's that easy.
Literally. But I feel like for a lot of people, they see it as a long distance, like, oh, but I'll never get to that point. But then it's having that motivation to be like, alright, but if I work hard for, let's say, don't get me wrong, it would take a while, but nothing's going to happen overnight. There's nothing you could do that's going to be like, alright, yeah, do you know, tomorrow I'll just buy it. It doesn't happen. So it's a long investment to get to that point, to then have all these properties, or just one property if that's what you want, to just have that collateral that just keeps ticking.
This is what's key with real estate. Like, you need to have the ability to forget about all this instant gratification and focus on delayed gratification. You might want the brand new Mercedes now, but what you really should be doing is buying these assets that are going to be giving you this passive income, and then use that to pay for this Mercedes.
Literally.
Well, that's going to be a long game, especially with social media. Everyone's on this, new drip, etc., etc. You want the thing that's so.
You want the now. The thing is, because it's social media, you want it. There's no waiting in. Everyone wants everything now. Where the fact of you need to work to get to that point. You can't just get it anymore. You need to work. You need to go and go and go, and then eventually, the big Mercedes, the big houses, it'll all come. Yeah. It will all come. It's just time. I think the thing is now is that as we're getting older, social media is becoming bigger. Time is becoming It's coming less and less. It's shortened so much.
Like, patience.
Literally, patience is a virtue, man, and I feel like it's a hard thing to have as well, because I know it's hard to be patient sometimes, because I hate being patient, you know, even little things. I hate waiting for food. You know what I mean? Little things like that. But you have to be patient in your life, man. You have to. Yeah. I know you don't really know much about it. Have you heard about the insular brain thing?
The insular brain?
Yeah, have you heard about? Have you?
Do you know what? There was one time I was on Instagram and I did see like some people sat in the road.
But that's as much as you've seen about it.
I was just thinking like, what's going on? But I didn't read into it.
To be honest, I haven't really read into it a lot myself, but I've just been kind of keeping up with it and like watching stuff on it as it's been coming up.
So what is it?
So the gist of it, these lot are basically insular Britain. It's like insulation and stuff, and like just eco warriors basically. Like they want to improve the world through like, you know, like it's like, you know, you get tree huggers, how they're like, oh, don't cut down the trees. These are the same, but with shit like that. But it's not what they're doing, because I understand what they're doing. It's the way they're doing it. For me, sitting in the middle of a road, because it's not even like it's the M25, bro. The M25. I've drove down the M25 many times into London. It's a busy road. Regardless, bro. It's not something you should be sitting in front of wherever. Like, it's long, and for me, it's the impact it's had on. Like, fair enough. You know, if you want to do stuff like that and you want to make a change, either go about it in the right way, going out to the big businesses and being like, look, you lot shouldn't be doing this, blah blah blah, or going about it in a different way. But there was one case where this woman, her son was taken to the hospital because she's having a stroke, and these lot are sat in the middle. So these lot are sat in the middle of the road. These lot are sat in the middle of the road and wouldn't move, and now this woman's paralysed.
Oh my god.
And then you think about the situation. You think about the situation. If that was my mum, I would have lost it.
No.
You know what I mean? And then you think about, there's another one as well where a guy was on the way to his job interview, and these are ringing like, where are you? He's like, oh, but I'm these insular British people in the road. It's like, oh well, we're gonna have to cancel your interview. Now we ain't got a job. Now we can't feed his family. How that impacts people's lives. So as much as I want to be like, you know, you lot are doing the right thing, I can't, because the reasons for why, fair enough, because protect the planet, ecosystem, all of that, hear it. Don't be messing up the working class people who you want on your side, who you're now pissing off.
Mate, like I said, I can tell you're quite passionate about it, man. Well, it makes sense. It does make sense.
Yeah.
Like, I think from what I read about it today, I think the reason that they did that was purely because they wanted to attract media attention. And to a certain extent, I can understand that. They're wanting publicity. But when there's situations where there's general people going about their business and there's people having strokes, there's people missing job interviews, you're affecting so many people's lives. When there's different methods that you can be attracting attention, you don't have to sit in the middle of one of the most busiest roads in the UK.
And the thing is as well, is that fair enough that you want the social media attention, but you also need the right social media attention.
Yeah.
All I've seen, this is the videos I've seen. I've seen these men getting dragged out the road and getting tied to the fences. I've seen man gluing themselves to the floor because they don't want to, bro.
They
glued their hands to the floor. They were gluing their hands to the floor so they couldn't move. Super glue, bro. They're trying to scrape, spatula thing, trying to get them off the floor. Police can't move them. And then what was the other one, bro? They getting sprayed ink in their faces. And people are trying to run them over, bro.
Who sprayed ink?
Just one guy, bro. What else was that? Spraying ink in their faces. Move. The thing is, is that they want to. If they've gone about it in a different way, and you want the people you're sat in front of are the people you're trying to get on your side, and you're making them late for work. Bro. There's one where there's an ambulance can't get through because of shit like that. Like they're doing, like it's not the fact of. I've said it many times.
So do you think this Insulate Britain thing was successful or not overall?
No.
In that case, would you think that not all publicity is good publicity?
Oh yeah, 100%. Not all publicity is good publicity. It's like, let's say a girl wanted to be like. Do you remember the girl who was racist in Birmingham?
Yeah,
exactly. So you think about that. She might have wanted to be famous, but then you say something like that. Well, now you are happy.
Yeah, she literally got dragged down. Yeah, she lost her job.
Damn right. Damn right. I'm not even gonna get onto that. That one there. Do you know what? Yeah, You know, with racism, it's weird because it's like whatever. You know, when your parents are like, I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed, man. Like, do you know what I think is? I feel like we're in a world now where we've got that many mixed race, black people.
It's such a multicultural world.
It's such a it's such a multicultural world. And I don't understand people that are like, I'm just like, what are you racist for? Why do you hate a man because he's black or he's Asian or he's Chinese or he's anything, bro? You know what? It just don't make sense.
Would you put the blame on the person that's being racist for
them being racist? Yeah. I think it's you have to a point, but then I think it stems from upbringing.
Yeah.
I think it stems from household, like what they like. No, if a girl's going around calling man racist, saying racist things, then you like it's the fact of she's probably like, let's say, all right, so for example, if you hear a kid swear, the first thing they'll tell off the kid and then be like, where's you heard that from?
Their mum.
You've heard it from your mum, you've heard it from your dad, you've heard it from your granddad, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
You only, like, as a kid, you only project what you retain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
sure.
In that case, if she's saying stuff like that, I don't know who it is. I don't know. Her family might be fine, but all it takes is one person to say that once, or it don't take much, and you think that's all right. I can say it.
I think that's crazy. Like, did you see the way that she was so nonchalant in her apology?
Bro, she wasn't even really an apology. She was
barely was an apology.
Bro, yeah. But what? Why are people going mad? Because I blah blah blah. I was like, you're crazy. I'm like, the thing in today's world as well, racism with social media, everyone has a phone out. Whatever you do, everyone has a phone out. Someone sees commotion, phone's coming out.
Yeah, for sure.
And the fact that you've been caught and you're trying to back yourself, you're a dickhead.
I think the thing with racism, like, a lot of people would. This is the thing, like, consciously they would say they're not racist, but in moments when they're extremely angry, that would come out because it's a subconscious kind of idea.
That's mad. You know when you're angry, yeah. Swear, but the fact that when you're angry, you could look at someone and cuss them because of the way they look.
I think it's mad, like, but more so, like, they use that thinking that it's going to hurt you because of the colour of your deep it. The colour of your skin.
Do you know what the funniest thing is?
It's so stupid.
Do you know what the funniest thing is as well? They say it and they're like, yeah, like it's gonna hurt you. You're like, yo, what? What? Like, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, you said that to me, yeah, I'm like, but there's nothing, no repercussion. You've said it to me, yeah. If I banged you out, I'm in trouble. But if I go, alright then, I'll just call the police.
What do you think about a situation where there's someone that's being racist? Would you think the police are racist because they've put you in trouble for hitting someone that was racist to you?
Well, I think every action has a reaction, but to the point, I feel like you've got to be able to control yourself. Like, I've had it in my life where I've had racist abuse towards me, and I'm very, as weird as it is, yeah. So me and my girlfriend's white. If someone was racist to me, she'd be angrier than I would be. I'm very, because in the situation, yeah, I'm very controlled, because if I don't, the thing is, as much as I could go, I could just go and just bang out someone if they were racist to me. If I do that, what connotation is that putting on me? I'm a bigger man than to submit to racism. I'm a bigger man than someone to go to me, you're this and you're that. I'm like, cool. I'm like, do you know, if you hate me that much and you want to say that, that's fine. Like, a lot of my friends who I know would bang someone out for being racist. Yeah. But in them situations, I'm cool, calm, and collected. I would laugh. I would be like, do you know what? Yeah, I'm like, if you think that's if that's making you, if that's helping you get through your day, I was like, fair enough, but you're in the wrong.
I feel the exact same. Like, if they was to be racist to me, do you know what? I'd borderline feel like a bit of
embarrassed.
No, bro, I feel like I'd feel sorry for them in the fact where it's like, how do you think like that's an acceptable way of thinking? Yeah,
and that's, the thing is, yeah, is that these people that do this as well, you like it's a trickle effect. So they've heard their mum saying that, their son or daughter's heard they say that. It's just, bro, it just trickles down. So then it could be their children, it could be their. You never know. And the thing is, people are like, I don't know how racism's still around. Like, stuff like that will never eradicate. It's like war. You'll never eradicate war. It will never, because there's always going to be a war about oil or something. There's always some resource that man need. And as a racist, you'll never ever stop people from being racist. Yeah. If people want to be racist, they'll be racist.
I think with a lot of people now, like it seems like it's so tied up in their identity.
Yeah. And you know what I think is now as well? It's shifting a bit, where it's not just racism. It's any sort of, Jav said it the other day. It's any sort of like homophobia or anything like that. Like transphobia is a big thing. Like I've seen stuff about that.
So what is this basically? You're scared of transgender people?
Not scared of trans, like homophobic, like when like you're disrespectful towards gay people, or you're disrespectful towards people who are transgender and stuff like that. It's any sort of discrimination. Like discrimination is one of the things is that no one likes it. Everyone wants it gone, but then there's always that minority that'll be like, oh, fuck them, blah blah. You'll never, you can, there's ignorance. There's always going to be ignorant people, and you'll never get rid of that. As much as I'd love to, and I'd probably love to bang someone in the face if they were racist to me. It's not doing nothing good for me. You've got to think, if someone's got a video out like that bouncer, she was racist to him.
Yeah.
What did he do? She smacked him. He stood there. He's like,
yeah,
you're racist. And
he smashed it.
You know what I mean? Like he's done. He's not in the wrong. He's done nothing wrong. He's like, he can't do nothing. If he would have gone, I'd go, what?
Yeah.
You've hit a woman. She's been racist to you. You're both in trouble. Yeah. Where if she's not to you, like, all right, you're hooked.
Yeah, for sure.
You're hooked.
You know that transphobia thing, though. Like, is there a certain line by which it's like just uncomfortable, or are people saying like you can't be uncomfortable by this stuff?
I think it's more.
So say for example, if there was someone that was uncomfortable with seeing two gay people kissing, would that be attached to your homophobic?
I think it's how they go. Let's say if two gay people were kissing, and you were a bit uncomfortable with it, but do you not? Yeah, it's not bothering me. But if two gay people are kissing, and someone goes, "That's disgusting. You make me sick," and blah blah, and you're like, But you know what the thing is? It's a bit like you're like, why? Like, what you need? Like, what? Like, how is it affecting your life? Some two gay people kissing. Yeah. How has that affected your day? How is that like? Why has that angered you?
Yeah.
And it's a very old school way of thinking. It is like man and woman should be together. Oh, Britain's Britain and blah 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 and all that. Bro, times have changed, man.
Do you know what? I think that's a very similar thing to racism.
Yeah, it is.
We have definitely evolved cognitively, but I feel like it's just always these little niggles.
It's the thing is, that's what it's going to do. I feel like that's what's going to happen now, because don't get me wrong, the transgender thing is it's very grey line and very like borderline in certain ways. Like there's a MMA transgender fighter who went from a man to a woman who's now fighting women. So I think there's grey areas and stuff like that. But then you think about it, it's like racism was a massive thing, and that's kind of, it's not gone because it never will be, but it's muted a bit more. But then now you're seeing more people transphobic, homophobic and stuff like that. Like people, like I've seen people like, you know, some of the hate that I've seen, pride getting stuff like that. I'm like, why do you hate it? It's not affecting you. Yeah. It's got nothing to do with you. It's not your celebration. People who go, why is there a Black History Month? Why is there not a White History Month? Why is there not a White History Month? You said, I can't lie, when you're in schools, you're learning about white history the whole time.
You know what? I'm going to have to critique the schools. I'll have to say it on the air. Like, Black History Month, I don't know if you can relate to this. All I got showed was Roots.
Yeah.
That is not teaching as Black History Month. That's teaching as...
What was the book? What was the book we read? What was it called? With George and Lenny.
Of Mice and Men.
Of Mice and Men.
Yeah.
Because that was obviously the black guy, and that was called Crooks.
Yeah.
The only black guy.
No way.
Yeah. So you think that was at the same time as...
Oh my God.
Yeah. So you think about that in school. You think about stuff like that. They taught us about... You watched and read Roots, and Of Mice and Men were the only two things that had anything to do with racism, had anything to do with Black history, and Of Mice and Men had one black person in it.
And his name was Crook.
Yep.
Do you know what? I did not actually realise that.
You know, when I was a kid, that was one thing I clocked to. I was like, the only black guy in the book's a crook, you know? But that's mad, you know? Well, you think they're slick.
So, like, with the schools, man, like... Are they still doing that today? Because showing videos of slavery is not at all, like,
the thing is, though, for me, it's not black. Like, as much as it's Black history, it needs to be shown. I'm like, it's not Black history, it's history. Like, as much as, like, it's not something. Yeah. It's not something that like you wouldn't, like. No offense, I don't think Jewish people do learn about World War and going out. Oh yeah, well, here's pictures of people in the striped pajamas in the concentration camp. You don't do that because you don't learn about it like that. Yeah. You learn about the concentration camps, what they were there for, why the Germans were doing it, blah 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 blah, Hitler's intentions. But when it comes to slavery and stuff, and in schools learn about black history is not slavery. As much as it's history, you know what I mean? As much you can say it is black history, there's
so much things that like black people as a community have done.
Yeah,
to the point where when they think about this black history thing, they only bring up slavery.
Yeah, well, for me,
it's like what?
More black history for me is more like overcoming oppression. So the Rosa Parks stuff, the Martin Luther King stuff, Malcolm X, all of that. Even that, like, do you not
Malcolm X too much.
Bro, until about 3-4 years ago, I knew the name Malcolm X. Bro, you're talking about Muhammad Ali. You're talking about people like that. You're talking about the Black Lives Matter movements that are going on now. The kids that is black history that we're learning in like years to come. But the thing is, that should be black history. It's not like it shouldn't be about how we were oppressed. It's how we came out of that and came out of the oppression. That's the history that you need to be learning about.
For sure.
You know what I mean? It's the overcoming. It's the fact of we came here. We were bought here. Or our families were bought here, and it's how they've come out from where they are. Which is why when you know when people do you see when people were booing when footballers are taking the knee and stuff like that?
Man. Yeah. Oh man, I hate that stuff.
And it's just like
in the NBA as well.
Yeah, it's just like what I don't know why you're so like they're like blah blah blah, blah and they're pulling down statues and doing this and vandalising. I went but the statue they pulled down in Bristol was a slave trader.
They were within their right.
It was a slave trader. You just that's the thing in the war.
So, I mean, a lot of people have these unconscious like beliefs.
Yeah, man.
But consciously, like, oh, do you know what they go to? I have a black friend. So
yo, you pull that card out, bro. Allow it, man. I've got a black friend.
Oh man,
my God, it's actually laughable. It's laughable, man. I've got a black friend.
It's like as if it's some sort of symbol or big token or something. Like what?
It's a fucking Nando's card. Can't get that off, chicken. Yeah, I've got a Nando's card. Idiots, man.
Shit, man.
No, man, but black history definitely needs to be taught in a different way for me. I feel like as it goes, I think as the years go on, it has got better. Because when I was in school, the school teachers used to say the N-word and stuff when they were reading the book. And
I
didn't
get that.
My English teacher was on that still. I don't like him either. I'm not going to name and shame, but me and him did not get along at all. And just like I feel like it's got to change. Because the way black history is taught, you can't be teaching kids like, this is like, but that's like, you have to, don't get me wrong, teach about slavery, yes, fair enough. I've got no problem with teaching about slavery, but don't call it, it's not black history. If anything, that's more white history than it is black history.
Yeah, I get that.
Because black people weren't like, I want to come over on a boat. You know what I mean? It was kind of like, you get in on the boat. I've got more money than you. You're getting on the boat.
So this is what I mean, then. Because it's so deep rooted, taking that back, like I feel like that, even the stuff like religions and stuff, like they've put to a point in the Bible. I'm sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's certain sins as like being gay.
Yeah,
being homosexual
Well,
is a sin.
You think about in religion, like it's man and woman. It's like that's why you shift that in the race thing we talked about into the transphobic, homophobic thing. Like, bro, anything that is not man and woman or black and white is not. It's you know what I mean. It's seen as wrong, and it's like it's not like that anymore. We're in the 21st century. Yeah, fix up your ideas, buck it up, man.
Do you know what it is? I think what it comes down to, just touching on like the transphobic thing, like everyone has a right to be who they want to be.
Yeah, 100%.
This is why when we were saying earlier, like, listen, if that's what you enjoy, do that.
Yeah.
But a lot of people feel like they're entitled to tell people you can't do that, you shouldn't. Who do you think they are? Like, who are you to tell me who I should be, what I should identify with, what I want to do?
It is absolutely crazy still. It's like, I'll tell you one thing once. It was one of my friends once. I don't know if he is homophobic or not, but he asked me once, he's like, what would you do if your son or your daughter was gay? I was like, what do you mean? He's like, well, what would you do? I was like, don't know, probably I'd drink my tea or something, eat my toast. He's like, what? Would it not upset you? I was like, no. He's like, no, it's got to. I was like, why? He's like, because surely you want grandkids and stuff. I'm like, of course I want grandkids, but if my son's gay, I mean, what? That's at the end of the day, it's not my life. It's his life. If he's gay, he's my son. if my daughter's gay, she's my daughter. Nothing could ever change the love I have for my child. It could never happen.
Do you think like the community though are quite sensitive to judge people as being transphobic?
I think because
like
it's a great
small comment, because it's a grey area.
It's a grey area at the minute, and I feel like but I feel like it's easy for transgender people to be offended, because I think people don't really people who aren't transgender don't really know the grey lines. It's like, you know, when racism was like, let's say when racism was coming, black people were accepted a little bit more, right. But like they still go, well, that coloured lad over there and stuff like that. We're kind of at that point where it's kind of like they're in a bit of a confused state where they're like, they don't know what's right and what's wrong to say.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's say if there's been someone who's gone from a man to a woman, go, you're right, mate, and it's like, but I don't identify as that, so can you call me she? And then they're like, well, why? But you're like, but it's not your choice. Why? You've asked me, I've told you. Now you're reacting in that way. Like ignorance. Ignorance, man. I feel that thing is, no, whatever anyone's doing in their life, it's got nothing to do with you. It's their life. If whatever they want to do, like we said earlier, happy doing what you want to do.
Exactly.
If you're happy with yourself, spiritually, mentally, physically, whatever it is, do your thing. Do your absolute thing. And I can't say nothing else about it. Really. It's one of them. Well, bun all the transphobics, bun all the homophobics, bun all the racists.
Amen.
You know what I mean? Sit my teeth to that.
So enjoy on that.
Nah, man. Right. Well, that was good though. That was good. Do you know what I think? Once again, I don't really know what the topic was we talked about then, but we just talked. And it just happened. That's kind of how I want it to be.
Yeah.
I just want it to be chatted. But yeah, little outro, and then we're done.
Wait, on the Dave Chappelle thing though, like, what did you mean? Well, I know we was going to talk about him being homophobic. Is that what it is?
Transphobic. So basically, on the Dave Chappelle thing, he's got this new Netflix thing came out, and it's a comedian. So some of his comedy things apparently is being quite transphobic. I don't know what he said. I haven't seen any quotes, and I haven't watched it because it's been taken down. But
it's been taken down.
Yeah, Netflix took it down because there was a massive protest. So there's a transgender person called Ellen Page who's in. Have you ever seen Umbrella Academy?
Yeah.
So you know the one who doesn't act like she's got powers, but she's the most powerful one. Right. She had seen it, and she was one of them who was an activist in the protests. So she was one of the, like, and there was a lot of people, I think Caitlyn Jenner had tweeted about it and stuff like that, so a lot of people were pushing it, and it was powerful people like, no, this is right, and Netflix employees went on a strike. They walked out
because of his
that.
Wait, this is the most recent one?
Yes. So they were like not having it. They were like in this world today, can't have it, and I'm like, do you know what? Yeah, I applaud that. To do that at your job and be like, do you know what? Yeah, this ain't right. Let's all get together. Let's go. I rate that so much. And as much as love Dave Chappelle, funny guy, can't do that in today's day and age, man.
Bro, do you know? Oh, you didn't even watch it though. I watched it. There was an initial part where he was basically talking about the fact that the transgender community is sensitive, but he was telling this. I think the whole point of his script and his comedy stand-up show was to say that everyone was sensitive. That was the message that I got. I don't know if people interpret it differently. To the extent where he was actually talking about his good, long-time transgender friend who was supporting this stuff and even like confirming like his point of people are being too sensitive. Yeah. I don't think he was making his comments teasing and stuff. Transgender people from a hate perspective.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I don't think Dave Chappelle, I don't think he would either, because I think coming from a black man as well, I feel like he'd understand. But I feel like he's probably said, the thing is, it can be taken in a wrong way, and all he has to do is apologise and come back. Do you know what? Yeah, I fucked up.
But do you know what? I feel like comedians have a tough like role to play.
Well, they do, because the comedians' job is to take the piss out of stuff.
Yeah,
it's to take the piss out of stuff 24/7, and like this, bro, back in the day, there's bare racist comedians. But the thing is though, like, I've watched them and they're funny.
I do think this may be controversial, but I actually like what Dave Chappelle did.
Bro,
because like it took a crazy amount of bravery, and like I said, I genuinely I might need to see evidence or whatnot, but when I watched it first time, I did not get the impression for once that he hated transgender people.
So the thing is,
I think he was just teasing.
Yeah, I hear that, but I feel like that might be because you don't come from that community, same as me. You know what I mean? So like the way me and you perceive it might be like, do you know what? Yeah, it's pretty. Because the thing is, comedians, you're the funny man. Kevin Hart, Dave Chappelle, or they're funny, but obviously. You hear something. Let's say if you had, I don't even know. Let's say if you had a white comedian who had said something, and it's a grey area. It's a black joke, and it's a grey area. And you're a bit like,
oh, do you know what? Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's a bit like that. It's not the fact that it might have been mad offensive, but it just had to. If it's a bit,
it's a grey area.
It's a grey area, but you're like, probably shouldn't say that.
I will say he has some big balls.
Yeah. I think the thing is because comedians can normally get away with it as well. And now that they can't, they're like, shit. Yeah, no, it's
so that means each kind of comedy stand-up moving forward would be a bit... It has to be tailored now. Because especially to this new society of people being more sensitive to a certain degree of like what people say. Back in the day, you see these 70s... Richard Pryor, it was no cap.
Bro, it didn't matter.
Oh my lord.
White people, black people holding smoke.
You don't want to sit at the front seat.
No.
You're getting smoked.
You ugly fat bitch. Alright, peoples, thank you for tuning in again. Obviously, thank you for Trey for coming in the house today.
Thank you.
It's been an enjoyable one today. It's been an enjoyable one. But peoples, see you soon. See you in the next one. Like and subscribe down below, and peace.
Peace.